Namaste. We know that in today's world and in today's time, so many boundaries are changing, mixing, expanding, and in the area of dance also the same thing follows. Those stylistic boundaries are very fast getting blurred amongst the gharanas of Kathak. There are many who still claim that holds true of Jaipur and Lucknow Gharana, the Gharanas with a broader footprint. This is largely because of the fact that the dancers are constantly and freely borrowing from each other. Also, given the fact that Kathak Kendra of Delhi that was set up there featured primarily Jaipur and Lucknow Gharanas of Kathak. The two, due to their spatial closeness at this center, ended up depicting a porosity of styles. Further, stylistic boundaries are fast getting blurred by apathetic training and the tendency to indiscriminately combine elements from different gharanas in Kathak performances. In contrast to the lesser known form of the Banares Gharana, by being marginalized, ended up retaining its purity, uniqueness and exclusiveness. So what are the features of this Banares Gharana? One is tempted to ask that have remained unchanged. The Banares Gharana was founded by Pandit Janki Prasad ji. Janki Prasad hailed from Mysore village of the erstwhile Bikaner state. There are many legends that are popular about him. One of them attempts to explain the origin of the Gharana. It is said that his in-laws gave him a single composition written on a scrap of paper as dowry, expecting him to create his wealth from it. He was offended and walked away from the marriage, dedicating himself to dance. Despite that he was not a court dancer, he was spiritually inclined and saw dance as spiritual pursuit and not as a pursuit of entertainment of fame. He was encouraged in his search by the queen to find his purpose in Banaras. This Gharana is known for its Natvari compositions. Natvari bowls are believed to be bowls to which Krishna danced. Natvari bowls are those where rhythmic syllables correspond to the sound created by the feet striking the ground. When they are played on the tabla and pakhavach, they have to be translated into bowls that these instruments can play. This is no mean task and requires accompanists of the highest caliber. Janki Prasad, the founder of this Gharana, was of opinion that if the bowls were of the tabla or even the pakhavach, then the dancing was secondary as it was danced to the compositions for the percussion instruments. Thus he created Natvari bowls. They patently sounded different and included sounds like Janjin, Thar, Jung and Cheka. There were 12 compositions in the Natvari bowl series. They also strike the heels a lot while doing tatkar, something others gharanas don't do much. The dance continues on what is called thirkan or the embellished sound with a stress on kattarash. In kattarash, the body movements are structured according to the sounds of the bowls. Further, as the bols are drawn from the Natavari or dance traditions, therein is a different progression in laya, one that is determined by the dance and not by tabla. The Banares Gharana executes movement in medium pace, never emphasizing on speed, but instead in a moderate tempo and with emphasis on precision and grace. Also, because the bols have to be so closely linked with the dance, there is no stress of compositions of multiple pirouettes. The dance bols are rich enough to keep the audience riveted. Abhinay is quite a strength of this Gharana. In the case of Abhinay, often the dancer dances with his or her back to the audience. That requires greater skills to communicate the meaning of the poetry. Further, there is no Mughal influence in the Banares Gharana because its dancers were never employed by the Mughal courts. They worked for Hindu kings, and so one comes across a lot of bhajans, pads and thumuris in it. There are also differences in the Thaat and Tatkar, and chakkars are kept at a minimum but are often taken from both the right and the left hand sides with equal confidence. There is also greater use of the floor space and at the floor level for dancing certain parts of the dance. Many of the chakkars, for instance, are taken on the knees at the floor level. Why this Gharana never really flowered despite such beauty is because many of the teachers and dancers of the Banares Gharana moved to Pakistan after partition. One of the most beautiful female dancers of this dance that was once dominated by males was Sunaina Hazarilal. She learnt from Pandit Hazarilal, whom she later married. Her husband Guru Ashkin Hussain was originally a Hindu. His ancestor has converted to Islam. He had a successful film career, despite which he kept up his commitment to Kathak and performed very well, winning several All India awards. Before he left for Pakistan, he revealed to Pandit Hazarilal the essence of his art. He taught him its most well guarded rules and secrets. He even taught Tara Chaudhary and Kumudini Lakhia. However, due to the stigma associated with dance, families did not open their homes to the dance gurus at that time. Pandit Hazarilal dabbled in films but left the field when actress Usha Kiran admonished him for ignoring the classical knowledge he had inherited. It was very hard for him to make ends meet. Also, he had stopped dance as he was ailing. It was then that Sunaina decided to make dance her profession, for otherwise it would go entirely unrepresented. Not just are the compositions very charming, but her technique in Abhinay is also exceptional. The couple also taught other dancers, including Sudarshan Dheer, Sayukta Panigrahi, and Kamadeva. One of the lineage dancers from the family that hailed from Bikaner was Pandit Gopal. Pandit Gopal had been a dancer in the courts of Khairagad, Kapurthala and Kashmir. He made Kathak dance popular in Punjab. In fact, Ashik Hussain was his disciple. He had adopted him as a son. Pandit Gopal's own son was Pandit Krishna Kumar. Although of heavy build, he was light-footed and his Abhinay was exceptional. He would sometimes do Abhinay along with Sunaina Hazarilal, and they would bring to life old favorites if the Gharana included the song Sab Din Ho Tana Ek Saman and the Dadra Lashkar Jane Na Dungi. This Jugalbandi of Abhinaya would rise to great heights of Bhav and Sanchari as both topped each other on to do better than the rest. These songs, especially Sab Din Ho Tana Ek Saman, were associated with Maestro Hanuman Prasad Ji, the titan of this Gharana in the 20th century. Pandit Hanuman Prasad was overweight in real life, but on stage he could make people believe he was as slim as a 16-year-old girl. That level of transformation that he was capable of was remarkable. Hanuman Prasad ji taught Nirmala Joshi, the first secretary of Sangeet Natak Academy, and her sister Uma. Pandit Krishna Kumar had been brought to Delhi by Nirmala Joshi to play a lead role in Malti Madhava. Later, he went on to train under Shambhu Maharaj. He also choreographed his own ballets, Shan-e-Awadh, Omar Khayyam and Senani. He taught his son Ashok Kumar. Regrettably, Pandit Kishan Kumar passed away some years ago, unrecognized and uncelebrated. This style of dance is more popular in Bikaner than in Banaras. In fact, there is some concern about calling this Banares Gharana, for there is another claimant to it. Dancer, actor and choreographer Gopi Krishna is acknowledged to be one of the most outstanding exponents of the Banares Gharana of Kathak. But his family subscribes to a totally different narrative of origin. According to them, the Banares Gharana was developed by Acharya Sukhdev Maharaj ji. Sukhdev Maharaj led a life very interesting. Sitara Devi claimed that he learned Kathak Bhav from Bimladin Maharaj and Kathak Nritta from Kalka Prasad. He then went to Shantiniketan and the royal house of Mehman Singh in Bengal. He was also the court musician of Nepal. He had 3 daughters, Tara, Alaknanda and little Dhanno, who we know as Sitara Devi. She got this name from Rabindranath Tagore and the 2 sons, Chaube and Pandey Maharaj. Sukhdev Maharaj took a bold step in training his 2 daughters, Alaknanda and Sitara, 2 sons, Chaube and Pandey, as dancers, and another daughter, Tara, as a musician. At that time, only women of certain sort were learning and practicing dance. So, Gopi Krishna was the son of Tara Devi, renowned singer and the eldest daughter of Sukhdev Maharaj. Gopi Krishna was born at 22nd August in year 1935 in Kolkata and died on 18th February 1994 in Mumbai due to heart attack. Again a short life. He commenced dancing from the age of 4 from his maternal grandfather. He also got training from Shambhu Maharaj ji. He trained in Bharatanatyam as well with Mahalangam Pillai and Govindaraj Pillai from Sri Rajarajeshwari Bharatanatyam Kalamandir School in Mumbai. He also performed in films including Parinita with Roshan Kumari and in Jhanak Jhanak Payal Baje by V. Shantaram with Sandhya. He got the fame and recognition by working in the film industry. Many films like Mehbooba, Dastan, Umrao Jan, Mughal-e-Azam, Amrapali and Merchant Ivory's The Perfect Murder have been choreographed by him. He did not dance in all the films for which he did the choreography. He was initially selected for Umrao Jan, but his style was found unsuitable for it and eventually Kumudini Lakhya choreographed for it. His first film was Saki, where he choreographed for Madhubala. Jhanak Jhanak Payal Baje was the first film that he did as hero, since the film demanded such a role. He was trained many Indian actresses in Kathak, from Madhubala to Meenakshi Sheshadri and beyond. Many awards and recognitions came to his way. At the age of 15, he was honored with the title of Nataraj. He became recipient of Padma Shri in 1975. One look at the 1955 Hindi film Jhanak Jhanak Payal Baje convinces the viewer of his unique talent at Kathak dance. In the dance in that film, one gets to see his trademark, his lightning fast signature version of Kathak Chakkar pirouettes. His film dances were much more acrobatic, free form, then classical Kathak. His famous introductory pirouette around the pillar dance, or even his energetic Tandav dance with Sandhya, and his Kathak competition dance, where his competitor was none other than his own Uncle Chaube Maharaj, are all electrifying. With the unbridled energy that coursed through a flurry of rotations, backbends and whiplash fast movements, Gopi Krishna's style of wild, joyous abandon is unlike anything seen, and thereafter there has never been another male dancer in Indian films that has come close to matching it. At that pace, it clearly broke away from the dance of the group of dancers like Sunaina Hazarilal. This is a different version of Banares Gharana, putting some meaning to the claim that this and not the other was the real Banaras. In this lineage, Nritta occupies a special place unlike other classical dances. Compositions are performed with the final step and beat of the composition landing on the sama, the first beat of the time cycle. Tukras are composed to highlight specific aspects of the dance like a gait and for using space in arcs, corners and diagonals. A popular form is the Chakkarwala Tukra, showcasing the signature spins of Kathak. It is also replete with jumps, falls and slides. Characteristically, they are executed on the heel and different from ballet pirouettes executed on the toe or ball of the foot. The spins usually manifest themselves at the tukras and in large numbers 5, 9, 15 or more, with sequential spins as common features. Tukras are most popular with spectators. Young practitioner Vishal Krishna feels that Banaras is considered to be the Shiva Nagari, the city of Shiva, and the supreme god is uniquely known as for Shiva Tandava. Execution of the virile Tandava therefore remains our hallmark. Since the roots of Banares Gharana are ingrained deeply into the soil of the holy city of Banaras, known famously as Devanagari, which basically means land of the gods, the Kathak dancers following this Gharana dance on bhajans and kavit parans, which are based on the Holy One God. Many of Pandit Sukhdev Maharaj's verse compositions were Durga parans, Kali parans, Shiva parans, Vishnu paran, Hanuman paran and the like. They were either pure or mixed verses, that is to say, with or without tabla bowls and pakhavaj bowls. Even the Kathak queen Sitara Devi ji has made immense contribution to this dance form and has taken this style of dance to great heights. Although she, as well as her sister Alaknanda, have had the opportunity to train in the intricacies of the Lucknow Gharana as disciple of Maharaj family. Later, Sitara Devi adopted Chaube's daughters Jayantimala and Priyamala and trained them in her fiery and energetic style of Kathak. Sitara Devi herself has acted in about 33 Hindi films between the years 1938 to 1957 as heroine or as supporting actor. She sang about 44 songs and later even choreographed films like Kohinoor, Aman, Halchar, Anjali and Sawan Ko Aane Do. She recently passed away on 25th November 2014. You know that well, right? After a prolonged illness, but as the evergreen start of the firmament of Kathak. However, while the Janki Prasad Gharana has no significant star for future, the Pandit Sukhdev lineage has a star in Vishal Krishna, the Bismillah Khan awardee. This curly-haired, moon-faced dancer is unforgettable with his spell-binding chakras with filigreed variations built in, including knee chakkars, brilliant tukras and split-second synchronization of footwork. He is ably supported on the tabla by his elder brother Kushal Krishna. His hallmark is a Shivastuti in Shankara and the flourish of Tihais. His explanation is family's link with the Lucknow Gharana by citing his grandfather. My grandfather used to say that Gharanas of Lucknow, Jaipur, Raigad and Banaras are all interlinked and complement each other, much like the trinity of the Hindu pantheon, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. But Lucknow Gharana remains the fountainhead, with even my grandfather having been groomed there and then using his own style. The third style of Banares Gharana, can you imagine now, this is a school and then schools within the schools. The third style, so now we are coming to the third style of Banares Gharana, which reflected by dancers duo Nalini and Kamalini. These were trained by Guru Jitendra Maharaj and they are described as a trendsetter of temple style of Kathak dancing. Many elements of the Banares Gharana are to be seen in their dance, but they have almost always danced in a duet format and so have adapted the dance to suit their presentations in a duo format. For the last 3 decades, the sisters have performed at all the major festivals, both internationally and nationally. They have used their academic qualification and interest in poetry, yoga and social issues to create several dance dramas and ballets, including Kala or Vasana, Ganga Avatar, Yashodhara and Madhav Kunj Bihari. More recently, they have worked on the theme of Nirguna Kathak and also produced a thematic program titled Hari Anant Hari Katha Anant. They have long been stressing on relation between dance and yoga and health benefits of yoga. They train a large number of students, including those coming from overseas. So here was the brief but somewhat detailed introduction and information of Banares Gharana. Namaskar.